Your camera's tilted towards the ceiling, so you might want to. There we go. Fantastic. That's great. All right. Do you have any questions for us, Jennifer, to start the meeting off?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm sure you will soon, but
All
right. Yeah, we like to put people on the spot, Jennifer. I know we pulled you out a little bit. We put people on the spot. That's the theme here. Graham is a thread puller. He finds threads and he pulls on them. But that's the vibe here. You know, we're all here to kind of help each other and help each other get better and answer any questions, all things real estate related. This group is, you have some sub two folks, Gator folks in here too. We have folks that are just getting into real estate or not in part of any mentorship. So we're just trying to trying to be of service and help out anybody that we can. So I'm sure you have experiences and things that you knowledge that you could help bestow and pass on to other people here. So this is the forum for it. So please feel free to chime in anytime. Thanks for coming.
My theory is that if we're uncomfortable, we're growing, and that's the idea. I know it took me too long to speak up in one of these Zoom meetings. It took me a while to put the camera on, and that just delays my growth. And so I try to help you by picking on people. So don't ever take offense at that. I'm helping you overcome some of the things that took me longer to. So that's the purpose of that.
Okay. Does anybody have a call that they want to calibrate or any questions on any calls they've had? Ivy, is that a hand up? No, you're just waving or something in front of the camera. Okay. Yeah. If not, that's all right. We can get into, Graham, let's get into a role play.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's think of some. We'll be the sellers, Kody and me, and you can pick on either one of us. We'll choose something a little unusual. As the more real or the more unusual, the less you're going to get thrown in the real world out there, So if we think of unusual scenarios, things that we can learn from, things we can ask questions. No questions stupid, so ask about it, probe, find out all you can. I like Kody. I'll start because I'll pick on somebody, and that's my man. That's I'll let you start, Kody, so they can feel the way in. Yeah.
So do we have any volunteers to go role play with me? We'll be your seller. Before Graham picks on somebody, Jose.
I can do it.
Okay. You can always count on Jose. I appreciate that. Okay. Any particular scenario that you want to role play? Anything you've run into? I know you like to pitch creative a lot. We just reviewed some creative terms or creative like a strategy for pitching creative today in lead manager training. I kind of thought it a lot. But so, yeah, anything in specific?
Can I be like the seller on a low equity scenario, for example?
You want to be low equity?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Ring me.
Did you ring?
I'm the seller, right?
Oh, no, I'm the seller.
You are the seller. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ring.
Hello.
Hey, Kody.
Yeah.
This is Jose calling about your property at Main Street. We are the Home Buyers Network. I was wondering if you have considered selling this year.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of calls on this place, man. It's for sale, for the right price.
Okay, got it. What do you think you are receiving this lot of calls? I mean, have you ever showed interest on selling this property before?
No, I don't have a sign in the yard or anything, man. It's just a really popular house, must be really valuable. So I hope you can come with the right offer for this place.
Okay, okay, I see. What can you tell me about this? I mean, what got you to sell this property at the first place? There any reason and any particular reason?
Yeah, I mean, everybody was calling me on it, so I hadn't really thought about selling it. Um, I just got it pretty much, so I hadn't thought about selling until people started calling me.
You just got it? I mean, how long since you bought the property?
I bought it in 2022, so it's going to be 2 years here in this April.
Okay, okay, I got you. Um, Again, I mean, only the calls that are got you thinking about selling, or anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I had considered selling before because I bought the place, but I don't really like the neighborhood. So
Okay, okay.
so if
But
I could if I could sell it,
what you what do you like about the neighborhood? Is there any particular reason?
yeah, I
No.
mean, I didn't I got it without really thinking. My kids are going to be school age here pretty soon, and I just want to get some better school districts.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so if you were able to sell this, do you have a price in mind that moves you forward to sell it?
Yeah, I got to get 300,000, man.
300,000. Okay. Have you ever looked at what neighbors are selling around?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what they're going for. They're all these houses are the same. They're like tract houses, they're all pretty much the same, a little bit different floor plans. But my neighbor's house
Okay.
across the street, that's what that sold for last week. So
Cool,
that's
cool.
why I want to get.
Perfect. So I imagine you have a mortgage in place on this, right?
Uh, I don't see how that's any of your business. I mean, what does it matter?
Well, it matters because with current interest rates, since you bought in 2022, you probably have a lower interest rate than what you get currently. So that could be leverageable. I mean,
Okay, yeah, in that case then, awesome. That makes my place even more valuable. Yeah.
okay. May I tell you why it's leverageable?
No, you can tell me. Yeah, tell me.
Okay, yeah, of course. There's a transaction called subject to, when the buyer can take the payments on your current loan. Necessity of applying for a new loan. So if you are open to that, if you mind that the buyer can take over your payments, you can get more money in your pocket. You can get most of your equity on your pocket and let the buyer take on the payments on a lower rate loan. Does that make sense for you?
Uh, it kind of does, man. But honestly, I just want to sell this place and be done with it. I need to sell it and then go buy another place.
Sounds good. Okay, so I mean, for a cash scenario, if you can get 300, I mean, how much you will have to pay to sell the property with those 300?
Well, that's the thing, man. Is I need the 300 to pay off the loan.
Okay, how much is the loan now? The balance?
It's like I don't know, something like 290.
Really? Wow. Okay, so you're telling me that if you sell this on 300, you only get 10K on your pocket with luck, because you have to pay a real, I don't know, this is off market, right? You don't have a realtor right now, or do you?
No, I mean, I really can't deal with the realtor, man, because is
Yeah, there's no equity to that. Wow, man. I mean, what we could do here again is to get you more money in your pocket, that maybe, because we don't know if we can give you that price on cash. Okay, so just to set the expectations clearly, I mean, 300 on cash doesn't seem feasible, but if you do terms, we could do 300, even a more. I mean, we can be putting money on your pocket so you can walk away of the situation, and we can do the payments every month to the mortgage, because at the end, I mean, we would like to keep the payments going instead of going to a new loan. It doesn't make sense for us to stop the payments or put you in any kind of liability. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
supposed to have a meeting with my property specialist just to see if we can help you somehow and guide you through the process.
no, I'm not opposed to that. But my main thing is I need to pay this place off. I need to go get another loan, for another place.
Okay, I see.
I don't know how this all works. It sounds kind of tricky to me. I don't know how how this is gonna happen. How am I gonna go get another loan if I have already
Yeah,
have a loan in my name?
I understand your concern, and yeah, this happens before. I mean, do you have? Sounds like you don't want that your credit get affected by this, right?
I don't mind my credit getting affected. I mean, it's just like when I bought the place, I had this debt to income ratio that they talked about or something. I don't know, but my whole goal
Mhm.
here is to buy a place in another school district
Yeah,
next year. But I need to get the money and pay this loan off first, as far as I know.
totally, totally. I understand perfectly, and believe me, those are concerns that we already overcome on previous transactions. I'm pretty sure that our property specialist can give you the details on how you can structure everything so you don't get affected and this property you purchased. But yeah, I mean that would be the point, like seeing how to make it work and guide you through the process because it has a lot of steps and things that you have to be clear on in order to move forward, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Sounds good. Well,
Yeah.
Cody, I think we can wrap it up for now. I'm gonna talk to our underwriter and our property specialist. They will be giving you a call sometime this week. What would be like a good to call you back?
You could pretty much anytime. If I can't answer, then I can't answer, but I'm pretty available.
Got you. Sounds good. I mean, um, as I was saying, any particular reason otherwise that moves you to sell this besides that price and moving forward to your new property?
Now that's really it. Me and my wife's pretty upset, that I bought the place. She wanted a better school district. I kind of ignored that. So, I really just got to keep this thing together. And
Cool, cool.
yeah.
Any specific timeline that you want that you have in mind to move forward with this?
Yeah, as soon as we can get, a deal done, let's do it. We can get the kids into the school district next year, next school year.
Oh,
Summer.
gotcha. One last thing, if you will rate the property like from 1 to 10 on conditions, how would you rate it? I mean, would you say that close to 10 or something in the middles?
No, it's not perfect. But, I mean, I'd give it a solid
Yeah,
7 or 8.
a 7. Okay, sounds good. Cool, cool, Cody. Thank you so much. I don't want to take more of your time for now, but yeah, we will keep in touch definitely. All right.
All right. I'll wait to hear from you. Thanks.
Thanks, Cody. Have a good day.
But all right.
So,
Boom.
how did you think that went? How do you feel?
I feel good. I think Cody was good with it. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I think it was a good call actually. I hope all sellers were like Cody.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you did a good job. You did. You covered a lot. There's some things. Were you on a call with Jeff Smith when he was teaching a little bit? Did you come to that one?
What?
Jeff Smith. Do you remember?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Were you on
Actually,
that call? Yeah. He used the doctor analogy. I can't stop thinking about that. Right when we go to the doctors, you know what the doctor actually does and diagnose. So it was interesting at the end of that call, you were asking diagnostic questions after you provided the solution, a bit well, the cart before the horse type of thing. And also didn't think it was possible because his budget seemed really tight, and yet he wanted to move to a better school district. Now, traditionally, houses in a better school district are more expensive for the same house. So, what you normally want to ask is, do you think this is going to be possible for you to move to a better school district? because houses are usually more expensive there, right? So did he have the budget or the credit? So you need to know that what his spending power is to provide a solution, right? So, because it did look like he was going to have to bring cash to the closing table if he's going to upgrade, right? And it's not a downgrade unless he moves to a smaller house. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
should have planned more about that. Yeah.
right. So, you like a doctor, like in the doctor situation, you're going to find out some of the problems, some of the issues, and then provide the solution to what he needs to achieve, right? So
Gotcha.
that's some of the things I was thinking about. But
Good
good
stuff,
call. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, don't
Thanks.
ever pitch terms too early. In fact, terms come when we've got the solution, but we need to know the problem to know the solution. Yeah.
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 Got it. Thank you, Graham.
Yeah. Yeah, that scenario was a little bit wonky with me wanting to move to a different school district. I was trying to give you a good scenario. Graham's spot on with that pitching terms too early. Like you came in at the back end. I think you noticed that you didn't have all the info to pitch terms.
Yeah.
So then you came back in the end. Because you requested a terms role play, I was trying to go through it with you, and we used to give you this feedback, but yeah, that's cash, pitch terms last. That's not, somebody says that. I got that from Sean or Ali or somebody says that, right? So that's where you're gonna flesh all of that out in that when you're hammering cash and disqualifying cash, that's gonna come out that way early that I can't take cash because I owe 285 grand or 290 grand or whatever it is. So then you could move towards pitching terms. Something Ali reminded us of today is like, hey, okay, we normally typically deal with two types of people, right? People that are distressed, have something going on, foreclosure, something like that, where we can make a cash offer, bring some kind of value, get them, a quick sale, or people that are looking for the maximum return on their investment. Where do you fall in that, Mr. Kody or Mr. Seller? Oh yeah, I want the maximum, because that's what I would have said in that scenario, where I'm just moving for the school district. Yeah, I want the maximum return from my investment. Okay. Then you can start going down. Okay, well, that's not cash. So that we might have this other program that your property might qualify for. I don't know yet. Would you like me, to tell you about it? Ask you some questions to tell you about it. Let them let them pull you in with that inquisitiveness. Oh, there might be something that can get me the maximum amount of for my investment or maximum return on my investment. Yeah, I'm interested in hearing that. Tell me more about that. And then it won't be so like, I don't know about that. How's that going to work? They're going to be bought into it a little bit more, just to kind of set the stage and lay the foundation for creative.
I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kody.
Yeah.
Right on the spot. Yeah. Too soon creative.
Yeah.
I have that.
Yeah. Let me ask you this as well. What do you, now you know the situation, what do you think would be a good solution for Kody to move to a better house? Because the sub 2 wasn't
Buying another.
Yeah.
Buying another on the same terms he's selling. I mean, like, if he can do up to and seller finance and have a high asking price and get good terms, maybe with that cash flow he can afford that new property he will buy.
Yeah.
Or not.
I was also thinking maybe even lease option with a large NROC down, That's why he can wait till the house increases in value, you still own it, possibility for future, and still get him in the house because he'd have the money for a down payment, turn it into investment property. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So I know we can just think sub 2, but that's not throw that prescription out too early, right? The doctor has a whole range of thinking about Chris again, a whole range of solutions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Maybe work more instead of subto plus cash, subto plus seller higher asking price.
Yeah.
Right?
And we could even get a referral, right? You know, you could be a connector with another investor, right? Who's interested, maybe.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for having
All right.
this point of view.
Right on. All right.
I got quick feedback for you, Jose. Kody, that wasn't me. Cash, cash, cash. It is true. I think Ali says it. Other people say it. Caroline Kane, I guess, says it. So what I would say is, on that note, it's correct. Terms is last. You want to. That's a last resort. Definitely not pitching terms on a cold call. We can set up for it, right? If there's absolutely no interest, and then we're looking at it, and it's like, man, they want over market for it. Like, I don't know how else we're going to get it. It either have to be a realtor listing or a term. So what we're going to do is try to sniff out cash first. You want to do pullaways. Jose, you familiar with pullaways yet? You know how to do
Kind of. Like,
Give me an
I
example.
don't know, maybe we can be your cash buyers, but they're like pushing the prospect away, so hey, they pull you back.
What was that? We can't be your cash buyer?
Yeah, just came to my mind. Like,
Yeah.
just put the prospect.
I would say that's a hard
They
pullback,
can
but
pull
yeah, that's a pullback. Yeah, that's basically like a pull out. you're out right there. So what I'm thinking is, hey Jose, you mentioned that you have tenants in here, and seems like they're paying on time, everything's going good. Why not just keep renting it out? Or hey, you had tenants before, right? You're gonna move. So Kody, you're gonna move across town to the new school district, or whatever. Why not just keep this place and rent it out? Oh, I'm not gonna deal with that shit. People destroy properties. I ain't got time for that. I need the money to put down on my new house. Whatever. Right? Cool. Check. I'm gonna check that off. Right? Can't keep the house. Okay. Well, what about listing it with a realtor? Now, this is lead manager feedback, Jose. So you don't need to be doing all this on a cold call. Cold call, our job is to see if they're interested, get the 4 pillars, get out. 5-minute call, right? These are not 20-minute calls, right? That's the lead manager's job to dig deeper and figure this out, because the huge difference. Cold callers make it's a one-time transaction. It's a one-time call. You're never going to talk to them again. Lead manager's job is talk to them 15 times. You got to build rapport. You got to, like, now you got to get to know them. Now you got to really work it, right? So big difference. So lead managers, you're going to pull these things back, right? Okay, so you don't want to rent it out. You can't rent it out. Got it. Okay, no worries. What about a realtor? What did your realtor have to say about it, Jose? That's a pullback. Oh, I don't have a realtor. Okay, but so have you thought about just listing this on the market? You see, these are all pullbacks. It's very different than, oh, okay, you're looking to sell because you're going to okay, cool. Hey, I got this thing that's creative finance. Have you heard of Subject 2? Let me tell you all about it. It's amazing. I'm selling you. I'm too excited about it that it's not going to go far, right? When you are more excited than the prospect, then that shows that you have more to gain than the prospect. When you're more disinterested, right? For all the players in the house, I'm not one, so I don't know. I got lucky with my wife and happily married here. But they say, the guys that chase the girl too hard, the girl's just going to run away, right? My dad was a player, so he taught me when I was really young. He said, women are like shadows. The more you chase them, the more they run away. The more you pull back, the more they chase you. This is how it is. Same thing with these prospects, right? The harder you chase and the more you pitch terms and cash, and you should go with me and this and that, the more they're going to run away, because that's commission breath. They see, oh man, this guy's going to make a bunch of money off of me. That's why he wants this damn house. But if you come in as a lead manager and it's acquisitions, and you're like, well, why don't you rent it? Why don't you sell? And they're starting to think like, what the hell's wrong with my house, man? You don't want the house, or what's going on, right? And when you check off all these boxes, then you can hit them with terms as a last resort, not a first resort, not a second resort, right? We need to know why, because what if terms is the best thing, but they're like, oh, well, you know, I'm thinking about talking to the realtor, or, you know, I think I might just list it or whatever. You're like, damn, I spent all that time pitching terms and they already got a realtor coming by tomorrow morning. Shit. Yeah. Wasted all this damn time.
Yeah, it happens.
How that could happen, how it should happen is they tell you, I got a realtor coming by tomorrow morning. You're like, okay, great. Let me follow up with you. But hey, how do you know the realtor? I'm curious now. I'm always curious to know. Because if I feel like everybody got somebody that they're related to that's a realtor these days, everybody's doing it. Was it like you start getting? Oh yeah, well I know that because that's my my wife's brother. Like, oh damn, okay. So I got contend with family here, basically, right? The in-laws on that one. It's tough to take that away. If it was like, oh, one of my colleagues, you know, baby mama's cousin's friend's uncle is a realtor, you're like, okay, cool. Well, shit. There's not a real deep connection there. This is how you get the information out of people, right? Pull-aways, asking questions, not being too eager, all that stuff. So that's huge takeaway. Kody's feedback was spot on. Some of that in the feed here. You asked about the mortgage. Kody did a great job of biting your head off. Why the hell is that important to you? You give me $500,000, they're going to pay off the note. What do you care? What are you going to ask me next? How much is in my bank account? What's wrong with you? Right? People will bite your head off. Right? So guys, in the script, we have a very clever way of asking for a mortgage. Right? It's going to go like this. So study that script carefully. Right? So how that goes is, hey, Kody, is there, you know, when we get the numbers put together and all that and open up escrow with title, is there any back taxes or mortgage that needs to be taken care of?
Good.
Back taxes disguises mortgage. But when you just float mortgage out there on its own, it's really easy to pick it up. Like, why the hell do you care how much my mortgage is? But back taxes, it takes the edge off of the mortgage. I don't know why. It just works. It works. Like 99 out of 100 times, they don't lash out there. But you throw mortgage out there without anything else, no cover. You know, it's definitely not 99% of the time. A lot of people will take offense to it for whatever reason because they feel like it's a personal question, which is not. But to be fair to the people, why would it matter to you? If you're going to give me more than what my mortgage is, why do you care? Like, you need to worry about bringing the 500 grand to the table. Worry about how much how much I owe the mortgage. Why is that of any concern to you? Now you're trying to count my money. Right? So now this part's not in the script. So what do we do? Who can tell me what do we do when they're like, there is a mortgage? Like why do you know? Yeah, no, there's no back taxes. There is a mortgage. Why do you care about that? What do we respond?
The more we know, the more we can help.
Okay.
That works for like pretty much everything. There's one better answer for this particular question, but that is the right answer for like 99% of everything out there, right? That is the right answer. And technically that's not wrong. Like the more I know, the better I can help, right?
Yeah.
That's a viable answer. Like they're not gonna be like, oh, that's stupid. What are you talking about?
That's precisely, sorry, but that's precisely what flushed me out.
That's what you messed up on the call?
No, because when he said he pulled back, that's not your problem. What difference does it make, right?
Yeah,
that's when I say like it makes sense to leverage this because blah 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 subject to blah blah blah. You know, that's when I started to.
Is this where we throw in?
Let's pull this parachute. Go straight to
he just flushed me out like, God, you know.
And that's not wrong. What's the thing where Shad's alluding to is to frame it, you know, before launching into it. So you might say, buddy, the reason I'm thinking this way is we do have another way of buying houses besides cash, and this might possibly be a solution, you know, so we can take over the mortgage where you left off. We can keep that in place. See, so it's a sort of soft approach to the subject too. Yeah.
Sean, were you going for with the mortgage thing when we asked, like, hey, what business of that is yours? Are you going for, hey, if we end up doing a deal here that is, it may seem like a personal question, but that's information we need to know to get this transaction done. Now, what's
Yeah, you can go with that for sure, because I mean, basically, like, we are going to find out, like, once the title opens up and all that. But so if you guys want to notate this, because it's not in the script, when we open up title, right? Title is going to have to go do all the checks and do all the paperwork on that side. So when there is a mortgage, it does slow down the process just a little bit longer, right? So I'm just asking from a time perspective, so I can get a handle on it from title. Title is going to let us know anyway. Like, we'll figure all that out at title. But timetable, I'm asking from a timetable perspective, right? Because when there is a bank involved, there's a little bit more paperwork. Now we got to get them involved. Now we got to go get the payoffs, and we got to get the 10-day payoff, and then they got to calculate that. And then, like, your house's interest is calculated daily, literally, right? Same thing with cars. They literally calculate that thing daily. So if your closing gets delayed, like, there's just more paperwork, there's more stuff involved in it. So there's your parachute on the tax thing. If they ask you, or I'm sorry, the mortgage thing.
The mortgage.
Right?
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But here's the whole point. The whole point of it was, if you say back taxes and mortgage, you give that cover, then usually you're not even going down this road in the first place.
Yeah. Totally. But even if I know this was probably like for a lead manager cold call, but when a lead manager wants to get the interest rate, the monthly payments, and the current balance, is there any specific way that you ask for that?
I'll let
Or
Ali, you
doesn't
can
matter?
chime in here. But that definitely is a lead manager thing, and that's definitely something that, like, is coming way after you've done problem solving, and and now you're going to go down the term switch. But ask that, and Ali and some of the guys that do code thing. I do have to jump off, guys.
Okay.
But great role play, Jose. Thanks for stepping up. Kudos, man. You're hungry to succeed, and it shows. So
Yeah.
good
Thanks.
stuff. All right, guys.
Thank you, Shad.
Ali? Yes.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm awake.
Awesome.
All right.
Ali.
So it's not going to be a very interesting response. You just asked. After you've built up so much rapport throughout the call, your active listening's on point. They feel like you're understanding them. You understand their problem. You've disqualified cash. Yeah, I don't have any issue or any pushback when I get to that point in a call. A lot of it has to do with a mindset thing for me. So a lot of times during my calls, when I get hesitant about asking certain questions, I just think to myself, I can ask them any question and they're going to answer it. So that's boring, but the other way I try to do it.
I get you, Ellie.
Okay.
I have thought that same thing. Like, at some point when you got rolled with a seller, you feel like you can ask him anything without any problem.
Yeah.
Good.
It goes back to the doctor again, isn't it? You're walking with a broken leg, and you got this dumb doctor who's asking about your arm. You don't trust him, right? But if he narrows it down to the leg, you're relieved. Oh, at last he's finding out what's wrong with my leg. It's been forever, and you'll tell him anything then. Yeah. So it's all about, getting those questions right, building up the rapport. Yeah.
Or the more fun way I like to do it sometimes is if I'm like, they ask about terms and they're like, okay, what would that look like? I'm like, okay, I'll give you an example. So we'll just use your house as an example. So you want 200,000, right? Okay, 200,000 done. All right, so the next thing, what we would do is if there's a mortgage left on the property, we would look to take over those payments. How much did you say the payments were again? 1,800. Okay. So we would look to take over those payments of 1,800. And then what would actually happen is, depending on, how much you owe and at what interest rate, we'd be able to continue to make you payments on your equity. So what was the interest rate? I know you bought it in 2018. I'm sure the rate was pretty low. Oh, 2.5. Got it. So we'd end up doing that. And you owe how much? Okay. So now, I would go back over the story using them as an example. That's kind of a different way, but that's a way Pace usually does it. That's where I get that from.
I like that. Yeah. Flows with the conversation. Doesn't feel like a questionary, but more like a conversation.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fill out this hypothetical that you asked for. So I need information to do that. And they'll usually give it up. No hesitation. But most of the times I get to ask, which is the boring answer. But yeah.
Great stuff. Thank you, Ellie.
Awesome. All right. Any other questions or feedback on that role play? Crickets.
I tell you what, Kody, let's have somebody give some feedback who's never given feedback before. Because I found once I started giving feedback, you probably found the same, Kody, that you start thinking about the calls more. And because you think about the calls more and you're speaking in front of other people, your peers, you start to learn more. So it's a really good way of growing. And I'm about to pick on somebody, but it's better if you volunteer. Yeah.
Ali,
You're a genius. I haven't heard from AJ Lee. Are you there, AJ Lee?
I think that's
I've
eight.
not seen AJ Lee before. No.
Oh, yeah.
I see a picture. Yeah, okay. How about Monica? Crickets again.
Yeah, let's do this. We'll play good cop, bad cop with the on the spot thing. Let me pivot a little bit. Let me ask Shernice. I think I seem to remember from last week or another Zoom that you had a question or something that you were saying, or maybe you were just saying you were just going to come to the Zoom tonight. Did you have something?
No. How you doing, everybody?
Okay.
I don't think I had a specific question.
Or a call to calibrate?
No, I haven't even. I don't even have that. I'm kind of like the beginning where I'm trying to push myself for the calls. So
Awesome.
to give feedback, I mean, I felt like he did good. A lot. Well, I would say way better than what I would have. I think once you said, "What is it, your business?" I think I'd have been like, "Okay," and hung up.
Yeah.
But, I think he did pretty good, and circling back, he kind of realized there were some questions missing when it came to the house itself. But yeah, I don't have much of a feedback. Like I said, I haven't even had a long phone call like that anyway.
Yeah. Awesome.
Congratulations. Thank you for giving feedback though. That's your first step, right? That you're growing. So thank you for doing that. You probably feel proud of yourself, and you should, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're growing, right? You've done something you didn't do before, so that's fantastic.
We appreciate you being here, and any way that we could help. If you want to call, let's figure out a way to get you making calls, because once you start doing it, it's really, that's the thing. So anything that we could do to help to do that. There's no excuses program. I see you're in New Jersey, which is close to New York. got Diana in the house as our, our New Yorker, resident New Yorker. So I know she's always willing to help out and give feedback and give tips and everything. But we could get you on a dialer, get you in this no excuses program. There's a lot of different ways. So
yeah, I signed up for it. I just have to like set everything up.
Okay, yeah, we got a systems guy here, got an integrator, Michael Mahoney. So there's literally we got the bases covered. So anything that you need, we got you. So if you want to make calls, I want you to make. My goal is to calibrate one of your calls. You know what I mean? You're saying you're hungry, you want to make a call. The thing to do is just to make it. And I understand there's some steps in between there, and this is just trying to push you out of the nest. I know it's uncomfortable, get put on the spot and everything. I thrive in the awkwardness, you know what I mean? So that's what it gets awkward. It gets weird sometimes on these calls. So that's
it's
so
definitely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
When I get to know you, I could say I'm a people person, but other than that, it's just like when I go to work, okay, I go to work, I do my job, I know the people, we talk. But when I leave and I come home, it's like, all right, I'm away from the outside world and having to speak to too many people. So this is definitely getting myself out of my comfort zone. And it's been more than a year that I joined Sub2, and I didn't take action in the beginning because I was like, oh shit, what did I just do?
yeah.
But it's something that I want to do because I want to learn how to talk to people. I want to be able to connect with a lot of like-minded people, positive people. So I'm confident and I'm sure that I'm in the right place.
Good.
Yeah, and congratulations. I think most of us are like that. We stay safe, start listening to Zooms and not taking action. But you stepped out. You made giving us some feedback tonight. So yeah, but follow us up with some more feedback on the next call that you join. And you'll find yourself thinking about the calls more. That's why I noticed about this teaching that when we have to teach it or when we have to explain it, we have to think about it more. Let's think about our craft or our skills, and the skills will grow as you give feedback. So good job. Yeah. You're on your way now. Yeah, now you have, you have to think what else is uncomfortable? What else haven't I dared to do, because I feel uncomfortable. We have to get used to feeling uncomfortable. And if we do, then that's where we grow. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If that makes sense. Well,
It does.
yeah. So good job.
Thank you.
Right. Hey, Michael, do we have do you have access to that list that Diana gave us for a call to calibrate?
I have it pulled up here. I can pull one quick, unless QA already has one on the queue.
Okay. Do we have a short one?
Let me see real quick.
So Bernice, this is out of my comfort zone too. Hosting doing these Zooms. We're getting it together, all the technical parts and everything. I'm trying to coordinate with Diana and Michael and Graham, and to do these things. So I'm out of my comfort zone too, scrambling a little bit, but onward and upward. So
Man, you can't even tell.
good. I'm glad.
Does anyone have, while we're on that subject, maybe, does anybody have any questions or what struggles, obstacles are you facing in your real estate business? Is there something we can maybe put a flashlight on, as it were, and how to step out of the boat, as it were, feel uncomfortable? Maybe it might be making a phone call. Have you picked up the phone or have you talked to a realtor? Maybe that might be a point of uncomfort, or actually making an offer. That was kind of scary. Have you made your first offer yet? Or have you booked a call with a fellow sub 2 student or Gator and booked an appointment? Somebody, maybe this is what JJ does. JJ is Azizian. He picks on a couple of people and say, "You call such and such today." Maybe people have got the phone numbers on. Maybe you can jot their phone number down and give them a call and say, "Hey, my name's such and such." That's uncomfortable as well, isn't it? So maybe that's a challenge I can do. By this time next week, call somebody who has a phone number and get to know them. See if you can help them.
All right. Michael, Giovanni, got your hand up. Go ahead, unmute yourself, my friend. Welcome back.
Okay, I'm at the gym, so it's hard for me to talk. I have a gentleman we've been keeping in contact with. Me and my mom are doing calls. He's got 2 floor flats. It's around, it's in a pretty good area around a lot of lakes out here. And he sold 2 of his buildings already. He wants these 2 and he wants to sell them. Sounds very motivated and was totally up to listening to terms and owner financing. It would have to be some sort of hybrid situation just because of the equity he has in there. There is a mortgage and equity. It's about, from what I think it is, it's about a 4.5% interest rate. So I don't know if somebody would like to jump on this with me who has a little bit more experience, because I kind of know how to pitch it. It's just that, trying to actually put all this together with the paperwork and all that, I don't have the knowledge to do that.
Yeah. I mean, my immediate response would be to hook you up, to reach out to Ali and or Diana on something like that. What do y'all think?
I got it off the expired list, so it was on the market for quite a while.
Yeah. I mean,
game, hit me up.
Okay, all right.
And then if we need
All right,
Diana
I'll
to
do it.
underwrite
I'll
it, do that.
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow during the day, Ali. I should have your information, so I'll hit you up with it. I'll send you an email with the property details, and if you would like to assist me with it, that'd be great.
Yeah, and if I can't, I can probably point you in the right direction. So.
Okay, cool, awesome, thank you.
You're killing it on that rope thing. You don't sound like you're out of breath or anything.
I gotta get in shape, man, for this summer. Last summer, I promised myself it didn't happen. This summer, it's happened.
Yeah.
Same.
All right, I'll contact you tomorrow.
Awesome. All right, Chung, unmute yourself, man. You're amongst friends here. If someone was building their own portfolio by themselves, would they be both the cold caller and the lead generator? Does that change the script? Sorry, I'm on a crowded bus and can't speak. Oh, okay, got you. Would they be? Yeah, I mean, if you're doing, that's kind of what we talked about earlier. Maybe Ali could speak to this, and maybe Diana. If you're doing this business, you're getting into it, you're going to wear all the hats. But you can't do it all. You can't do it all well, at least, right? If you're, generating the leads, and it's hard for you to be following up with the leads. And then if you're following up with the leads, it's hard for you to be, dispoing them and so on and so forth. But, as you grow, as you start to scale, that would become more of a problem. But I think to answer your questions and change the script, like we talked about a little earlier, a lot of our feedback, it straddles the line of cold caller feedback versus lead manager feedback, just because there's a fine line between them. But the script would change as you start to follow up with the lead. You would get further into and verifying what their motivation, what their pain or gain is. That's kind of how the script would change, so to speak. It would be more in depth. You'd be sitting in the pain, as they say. Trying to figure out what their motivation is. So if I were to get my first property in the future, I'd be doing all roles, including underwriting too. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be doing it, you're going to close people yourself. You're going to have to do all aspects of the underwriting and dispo and all that. But you don't have to. You could JV, just partner with people.
I'd also say, Chung, yeah, all these things are possible to do yourself. It's just how much you want to grow, how much you want to scale. The more we do ourselves, the more clumsy it is, the longer it takes, the more likely we're to make mistakes, the more likely we're going to have to use our weaknesses alongside our strengths. So it's always best to belong to a team. This is a team sport where we can support and help each other, much like we're doing tonight. This is a team of us. We're all entrepreneurs, independent in a sense, but we're calling this our family and learning from each other. And so I would encourage you to grow your team. If you haven't read the book, The BRRRR Strategy, the BRRRR, he talks a lot in that book about building your team. So it's most like it here. And this Pace's idea of squadding up, helping each other. So where you're weak, you can employ your strength, in somebody else. And so you can succeed that way.
That's right.
There's a lot of skills to learn, and it takes a long time to learn them, so sorry, Kody. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. That's what it's all about. And we're at the top of the hour here, or the middle of it, or whatever it's called. So I want to be respectful of everybody's time. But that's what it's all about, is collaborating with each other, supporting each other, edifying each other, building each other up, being here for each other. I would just want to say, unless anybody, Michael, you have another question. Go ahead, my man. Or is his hand just still up?
Sorry, I didn't put it down.
Okay, my mistake. Yeah, so that's how I would end it, everybody. I mean, I appreciate everybody coming tonight, and I would ask that if there's something that wasn't covered or another question that you have or something, please get in touch with me. Text is the best way to get in touch with me or ask me something, and we'll get that question answered. And then what I would ask is that you come back and maybe think about what it is, questions. Graham opened it up saying, hey, what are you working on? What problems are you having? What can we help with? That really helps everybody else, because what you're struggling with or what you have a question about, people say it all the time, but other people have that question too, and they're reluctant, embarrassed, or whatever it is to bring that out. So if you could be brave and come bring your problems that you have, that's a problem that we all have, and we can solve it together. I know Matthias has brought some issues that he's had or questions that he's had about a sale, the foreclosure, the farmhouse on the land. Jose he's brought his team, always brings questions. And Chung, you're bringing your questions and everything. I appreciate it. Walla in the house. So I'm naming all these places like Romper Room, if anybody remembers that. But it's really, really helpful when we bring that to the team, bring it to the community here. So I would just humbly ask you to do that. Come back, bring your challenges, questions, wins, and all that stuff. And
your recorded calls as well. Record some of your calls. Maybe this week you've never made a call and you make one. Make sure you record it and you can bring it to us and we can calibrate it for you. It accelerates your learning and accelerates your skills. So be brave. Think about that. Be uncomfortable this week in everything you do. Yeah.
All right. If there aren't any other questions.
I have a quick question.
Yes, Ivy. Yes.
Hi, good evening, or
Good
maybe night after. Graham was mentioning yesterday that there's a private money lender that's doing loan mod. Is that restricted to states, or they do it everywhere? Or are you a part of it, Graham?
Yeah, private money lender is just that. It's a private individual. They're not, so they're flexible in what they do. So if I buy bad paper, my main goal might be to do a loan modification to turn it into good paper, make it more sellable.
So the seller needs to be qualified as well.
Yes,
like
right.
you.
Yes.
Mostly equity. is what you're qualifying for, or because this lady we talk about that she's in pre-foreclosure
Yeah.
and got no pot to piece on.
See, banks are predatory. They're fixed to one particular product that's best for them. It may be a 30-year mortgage. As a private individual, we can be fully flexible with those terms. We can even say to let's agree on the price of a house and what can you afford each month, and you pay that until it's paid off, for instance. That will be a private money lender. So make sure that the seller can afford a monthly payment. Now, it might be much lower. It may turn out that it takes 45 years to pay that off. Well, a bank can never do that, you see. So that's a modification.
So the private money lenders are more flexible. They can do it 45 years with the same interest or higher interest, but longer amortization. Is that correct? But they have to qualify.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we say, what can you afford? We can be adaptable. Private individual can help a seller
Okay.
with the flexibility where a bank cannot.
Okay, that's another option for the pre-foreclosure. Thank you.
All right.
I got one more question about the
Yeah.
dialer. Do all our calls get recorded? Or do we-
Every single one, even the ones you're like, damn, I hope that wasn't recorded. That's recorded. Yeah.
All right.
It's all automatic on our dialer. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right, everybody. That's it for tonight. This is Monday through Thursday Zoomer. This is Wednesday. So we'll have our last Zoom tomorrow night, Thursday night, same time. And we have, what do we have in store for tomorrow, Graham? Do we have anything, or is it?
I think we might have do we have a guest speaker? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Check the Facebook. Oh, go ahead, Diana.
No, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Check the Facebook. Go ahead. Go on.
Check our Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses, Wholesale. What is it? Wholesale Real Estate, REI, Blueprint.
Wholesaling Houses Blueprint.
Yeah, Wholesaling Houses Blueprint. That's our Facebook group. You heard me talk about my Facebook struggles earlier. Check that for updates. I know I'm struggling here. Check that for updates, but that for information on these Zooms are Monday through Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. Tomorrow, I believe we're gonna have a guest speaker. Last week we had Jeff Smith, who was awesome, rocked it. So there's be a treat. So hope to see you guys all tomorrow night. Again, text me. It will be a single point of contact. If you need something, I'll connect you to Diana, Allie, or whoever has the answer. We'll get this thing done. But I hope to see everybody back tomorrow night. Thanks for coming out. Good night.
Good night.
No, thanks for coming.